Well, we were always engaged in high-end building products since we opened our doors in 2004. And that included a line or two of luxury window products. And we had a continuing request from that customer base for steel windows, for narrow sight line windows that look like the old factory windows. We looked for manufacturers that could support us as we were dealers at that point. And we didn't find any, and we weren't the only ones experiencing that. There was a company here in San Antonio that was also a distributor of windows. Came to me and said, Trevor, you're doing some steel stuff on the commercial side that we were doing, and would you build steel windows so that we can sell them? When they first came and talked to me, I said, no, I'm not interested in manufacturing steel windows. But as time progressed, a few months passed by, and they came back again and said, look, we're still having trouble, and we were also having trouble with continuing requests that we couldn't fulfill. They said, look, we have volume that we can do. We have these designers that would jump on board with this. The upshot of it was basically some really premium window manufacturers that had been around for 100 years or more, and they were doing a great job in the steel window market. And then there was a few upstarts that were not much more than out of a garage, and there was no way that we were going to be able to jump into that market and service it, because really, to build the steel windows, we had to galvanize the windows. There was just no way around the fact that we could not build a steel window, put it in a coastal environment like Houston or Galveston or Corpus Christi, and not have it rust out. So we were going to have to galvanize it. I went down to the only galvanizing plant in town. Everything in the area felt to me like it was a little bit orange, and walked in there, the smoke was down to about 5 feet. So I squatted underneath the smoke and spoke to the people and took a look at what they were doing. And I just couldn't see us starting into a window company that was doing something that I knew in my heart was environmentally not a good thing. So I went back to them and I said, hey, look, there's just no way. We said no to steel, and we really mean it. Of course, they were crestfallen. But then I asked a question. I said, look, what about bronze? And they said, you mean bronze, like the real goods? And I said, yeah, the real thing, the genuine bronze. And they said, well, we hadn't thought of that. Wouldn't it be frightfully expensive, though? And I said, yeah, well, the raw material is. The raw material is 4 times what steel would be. But we don't have to galvanize it. We can patina it right in-house. I can machine it instead of grinding it and welding it and having all the dirty part of steel. So it's much cleaner, and we can extrude it in lower volume, so we can do more with it with lesser volume. And we have the distinction in the marketplace of doing bronze versus doing steel. Before we even had the whole system designed, we had 3 orders on the desk.